Hi, this is a quick introduction to datacutr, our latest Farmerverse package that will help the program community apply a datacut to SDTM data. The package documentation is our kind of first gateway into this package. It talks you through how to install the package. It will also tell you through the main concepts of the datacut process that we've used in our functions, as well as any kind of technical approaches and data handling rules that we recommend. As well as the references to all the functions, we also have user guides that tell you about different approaches, which I'll show an example soon. A rat approach, a modular approach, and then there's some examples of these. What I'll demonstrate now is datacutr in action with a very swift example. So after installing the package, you would then load datacutr and any supporting packages that you need. These are the packages that we recommend in using with datacutr, and we're going to use a list of source data which is part of the package, which is just used for testing. The first step we do in the datacutr workflow is to create dcut, and dcut is your dataset that will include all patients that you want to include in the cut and the data associated with each patient. Now here we're just going to apply a single date for a set of patients that were randomized prior to that date, using DS as the source. And it also has a cut description of clinical cutoff date. So dcut is created. We've got 4 patients that are included in our meta_dcut, which means 4 patients are required in our cut, and these are the dates associated for each patient in both character and date time fields. And then we have a very elegant wraparound function called process_cut that will process that using the source data, and we give it information such as which datasets we want to apply a patient cut to, so just those patients that are in the dcut dataset. Those we want to apply a date cut to, so comparing dates against the datacut date that we have within metadatacut. Those datasets which we don't want to apply a cut at all, but we want them to be in our final list of datasets, the dcut dataset and time variable we're using. And then special_dm is a special function consideration for not only cutting DM on a patient level, but also as well rolling back any death information that occurred after the cut. And it gives you your final list of data sets, applying all that information on that cut all in one go. Now if you want to step in and run it in a modular approach, you can also do that. And here we'll talk through, we'll demonstrate the different functions we use. So first is patient cut function. This takes a list of datasets we want to apply the patient cut to. Here we use lapply to run through those datasets with the pt_cut function. And you can see here that what the pt_cut function does, rather than actually just taking those patients out, it flags them. And this just allows you to step in and see which observations are going to be removed. And then you can always remove them, or we look to remove those at a later point. But here you can examine what's going to happen and also adjust if required. The same for the date cut. So we have a function called datacut_cut, and here again we're using pmap this time to kind of apply to a list of datasets and the variables we want to cut on. And you can see here again what it does is it creates a dcut_temp temporary variable of the imputation of the dates for the SDTM and also the datacut date, and it indicates which observations to be removed. Similarly with the special DM cut, it creates a temporary variable to say which one's going to be removed, but also creates now a new temporary variable called dcut_temp death change, and that means that it's found a death date beyond the datacut date and allows you to roll that information back to how it was at the time of cut, i.e. no death occurred. We then use the apply_cut function that will remove those observations where dcut_temp remove has been flagged, and it will also within DM roll back the death information, and then as a last step it also drops any dcut_temp temporary variables. And there we have our final cut data.